All right, let's get things rolling. Chat's moving. We might as well get cracking ourselves. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hunters of all ages. Welcome to this week's Hunting Lodge. My name is Jackson Beard. Pleasure to be here with you. Thank you for joining us on our second official hunting stream of the year. I couldn't help it, okay? This thing was there. It was yelling at me. It had to get shutterized. Shutterized and cauterized. I'm out here on Layton Lakes today. I'm kind of going back to the beginning for myself. I'm finding all the things that make me happy in this game and how I like to hunt. I'm kind of re-exploring it. I started doing so on Layton on my own personal stream the other week, I should say. And just having a little fun. So we're going to keep on with that as we talk all things the Hunter. Man, you guys are going off this morning already. Holy, I see map theories in chat. I see all kinds of asks, all kinds of things. Well, let me just first say, I never like to create false expectations. We don't have a lot to share at the moment when it comes to, oh, did that not crack it? Really? Did we what? How? Oh, well, good morning. Get more coffee in your beard. We're not ready to share anything just yet on the map. Maybe we can, I don't know what I can say about it. Well, let me think on that through the stream, and maybe we'll have a chit chat. Let's just see. Just bear with me. It's tough. It's fully in development right now. Our team is cracking away. It's really exciting to see these things unfold. Now, I have been asked a lot, why didn't we get a map in December? Well, we're doing something a little different, as you may have heard. We're pushing the quality right now. Emerald Coast was a big addition to the game, and it showed us that we really want to push to that level of quality. So with that, we decided, hey, biggest ask was the retrievers. I can't begin to tell you how much this was around the community. So the team went hard to work on that. We got those beautiful retrievers in game. Watching how the community's been out there with them. I know it's not something our grinders are excited about, but there's a lot of folks that have been out there, and we're seeing a lot of birds come in and around that. Go figure. If you haven't checked them out, definitely take a peek at them. I don't have one with me right now. I got the Bloodhound with me because I'm big game hunting. But you know, ever since Revan Tooley with the rework on the fowl and such, it had become a very, very big ask. So I hope everybody's been enjoying it. We have some like-minded content in the future dreaming up. Good morning, Kevin. How you doing? What's happening? Chilling on the couch in Pretoria sounds awesome, Peter. Awesome. They're separate maps. Yeah, no, that's not something. Water Buffalo and Emerald Coast would be nice. I definitely think there's some opportunities for backfill and such, and we can talk about that today too. We can definitely chat and see what you guys all think. I don't know what happened there. I must have been cited out wrong. I need to get more coffee into this. I have no coffee sitting next to me. It's a terrible state of affairs. It's all the way over there. Water it is. Love to hear that, Thomas. Love to hear it. Ashley Hunts, what's happening? Good to see you. Welcome. Nice to have you here. A greater kudu of Rahunga. Oh, so now that's a whole new species as opposed to a backfill. And there's definitely a lot more involved in that sort of thing for sure. But the team, that is something they want to do. We let that out of the bag a little while back. And it's just all a matter of how we can finagle our time. You know, we hold no illusions. We're not one of the biggest teams out there, but we're probably one of the most passionate teams on both of our games. And it's really interesting to see how both dev teams go about it, their approach to creating and how they both really listen to the community. Hello, ma'am. Just moving through. No need to go throwing yourself at me. Just gonna do it. You can really find yourself in this game with the low-level animals in some real funny predicaments at times. We got movement over here. We're spooking all kinds of things. So I'm actually just heading along the river complex. I'm going to head up that way and see if, I haven't had a poke around here on Layton really since the whole rework. Couple threes hanging out over here. Look like we have like Yeah. She's trying to throw herself in front. Nice looking threes. That's probably a gold right there. Any more weapons for hunting at night? And that's something that we try to gauge interest on this stuff. We're really just getting right to this. That's a tough one. Now, we have some species that you kind of have to hunt at night, like, or at least the early evening, like the bear. If you were on a great one, black bear grind, well, you're gonna find yourself at interesting times of day. Now, we do currently have the thermals, but I know there's a lot of folks have asked for night vision and such, and it really comes down to, vested interest from the community. Let's just go with a single lung on that bad boy. We'll give you one more on there and see what we can do with those. Hopefully we're getting penetration. I'm using the 7mm, so should be good there. Can I still cross here? It's been a while, man. Holy, has it ever been a while? I think I can. Yeah. We can. Could remember. Ocean Grown, doing well, thank you. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, and that's really what it comes down to, is vested interest from the community. Is it something that we need to put our time to? Because you have to remember, like, we can't please everybody. We certainly try, but we can't please everyone. So wherever we put our energies, it means, oh my goodness, look at the size of him. It does definitely mean that we are not putting them elsewhere. So, where do we want to go with this? Am I not getting single lungs with this thing? I am, but just barely. Holy. All right, dog. Do work. Oh, it still gets me. Oh, did we not get a single lung with this one? Let's just see what we can find here. Look for some tracks. I don't even see the tracks, man. Making sure I got a show all clues on, which is your C by default to toggle. I don't even see it. The dog's like, yeah, man, there's nothing here. There ain't nothing here. We shoot that first guy. He definitely went down, so here and there, a little bit of everywhere. Moose are absolute tanks. They absolutely are. I'm more akin to using like the 338 or the 300. It was over here, okay. Just as you want the most bang for your buck, and that's just common tactics in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Getting those big old calibers, as big as you can get, something I've done since day one. However, here, you do things. This messes me up still. Used to be down here, totally up here. Messes me all around. I would have more knife, there was less geese making a racket all the time. Look, I'm just gonna tell you, geese, they will do anything to ruin your day. Once had a hot dog taken right out of my hands as a kid. From then on, it was go time. Daxie, how was your New Year's? Did you get into the New Year healthy and happy with the family? Thank you very much, and hello. It's good to see you. Welcome. I hope you had a happy New Year, a Merry Christmas, or Happy Holidays, depending on how you celebrate. My my New Year was a nice, quiet one with the fam family. Everybody came through healthy, although I woke today with I have the worst headache right now. I'm a little off my game. I'm seeing things in triplicate at the moment. Bear with me. Oh, look. He's just having a nap. No pixels were harmed in the making of this stream. But it is what it is. You gotta carry on, right? Hey, Jackson's an S-Map, Africa 2.0. I mean, even if it were, could I really say at this point? But I don't want any false expectations. Africa is not the next map being worked on. There's interest for that, although granted, it certainly has lost its volume over the last while. But, oh, look, they both died in the same location. This is handy. But there's a lot of consideration. I'm not saying Africa's not happening. A new African map or a backfill on the existing, however that may play out. I'm not saying that's not happening. I will not deny that. It is. What I will confirm is that is not what we are working on right now. The thing is, how do you best go about it? That's ultimately the pinnacle for hunting. in this lovely world we call Earth would be the big five in Africa. That is the pinnacle. And if we undertake that, it's gotta be done right. It really does. But I'm just gonna say, man, could you imagine a freaking elephant walking up on you in this game? So keep that volume going, you guys. We've seen how the wind changes, right? And as things lose volume, others gain volume, and really creates, remember, our devs, they can only act on what they hear from you. So you don't see a lot of chatter about an Africa 2.0. We see it in our streams. You're so fuzzy. But it's really lost a lot of its volume compared to what we used to have. I might try. I don't know what I can do for a hit. I really can't. Oh, jeez. Maybe let me think about it as the stream goes on. Let me think. Oh, it is. Ashley, I'm absolutely suffering right now. But it is what it is. Yeah, I haven't had headaches for ages either. Allowed to say what continent or an animal species on it, I'm not. Africa 2.0 will be the magnum opus and final map released on this build of the Hunter Call of the Wild before they migrate to a new engine to launch Call of the Wild 2. Bet? Well, there's some pretty lofty predictions there, my friend. I know I've said in the past, it was my own personal opinion, and I commented on one of our streams that, you'd have to end with that. That's not what's shared through the team. That's not like some thing that's been said that this is what's happening. I realize sometimes that you guys hang on what I say because I do have the inside skinny, and I do, get to talk with our devs, and I've seen the roadmap, but I wasn't given any illusion or any indications towards anything when it comes to Africa. We're really, honestly, it's a really big conversation. The biggest conversations with our team is, where do we go next? There's a lot of life left in this game. We're not even talking about ending the game. I see the odd comment like that, and I'm like, no, I couldn't even imagine. I mean, hey, what if we did do a second game and it wasn't as popular, it wasn't as good, as involving? I mean, I'd have to go and play something every week I didn't enjoy. No, I'm good right now. I got 2 games I love. There is tons of life in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and we want to know from you guys what you want to see. We love that kind of interaction. I still have. He was a gold. That 3 was a gold. He's not a big gold, but he made it, okay? It's the rack. It's all about the rack. So we have another guy that should be down. That 4 that we shot. Let's go see if we can find that. We'll head back to the scene of the crime. Come on, dog. The new map plate tastes around June, July. So that's something I would love to be able to comment on. We're not entirely sure. Let me just state why. Okay, for an example, when the game first came out, there was no set tone. There was no set precedence on how we were doing things. But that quickly shaped up, right? We saw the release of a map, and we saw a weapon pack, then we saw a map, then we saw a weapon pack, and that became the clear course at that time. Really, the big thing was getting content into the game, expanding our features, really just expanding on that initial success that everyone was enjoying. Grab that moment and build on it, sort of thing. We're doing something different right now. We are all about the quality and the quality of life and the features. So, creating this new, I'm going to call it an immersion, because, man, when you guys is going to blow your mind. We don't have a set timeline to work off. Of course, we want, this is our team's thing, is they want to get this stuff to you guys as quick as they can. We don't have huge production lead times, as you guys seen what we've been able to do in the past. But we're treading new waters, right? We're treading new waters, and we're okay. Hold on. Do we have blood around here, dog? Because I am not paying attention, and I should be. I really, really should be. Those were 3s we picked up, right? Did we pick up a 4? Oh, elephant hunting is absolutely. I've talked about this many times in previous streams. If we're going to refer to something like elephants and such, there was a time when the team was maybe hesitant to add stuff like anything that could be controversial, so to speak. But we've since found ways to expand storytelling through our game, and really push the fact that it is a game, that this is digital. That's not holding us back. There isn't a question of, can we put elephants in the game? We absolutely could. Could we? How can we? How can we make it right if we were to do something like that, right? And we're really getting into Africa talk here. I don't see nothing. Where did I shoot this other guy? That 4 that I shot. Was he way over here? He must have been way over here. He must have been further over. Ooh, I swear I'm losing my mind today. Last stream you were grinding. You said grinding was ruining this game. I never said grinding was ruining the game. No. Personally, starting player due to the grind. Me personally started playing due to the grind. If I wanted to play run and gun, I'd play the way the hunter. Love this game. I think some of you may have misunderstood. Grinding's here to stay. Grinding is another offering of a play style in our game, and it's become popular. For those that do it, that's all they do. No. It's so hard to say things. People take so many things out of context. You don't want one play style to outweigh another. There has to be reason to whatever play styles are created within your game. There has to be reasons to do so. For instance, grinding or an organic hunt. Grinding is not being removed. I'm personally not a grinder myself. Here we go, lung butter. We got all kinds of lung butter. This is that level 4 laying on the ground. I love that it's very old already. I'm not so sure what I think about that. Get to work, dog. Grinding's definitely here to stay. If anything, I would like to see ways to improve the experience for our grinders. Honestly, I think one of the easiest things would be some sort of to be able to track the number of kills and stuff like that. An overlay you could, have an option to turn on. We would always explore options. Where you going, dog? You taking off on me? You went that way. I can see where you came in. And these are things that maybe we explore as we move forward. And let us know if you have ideas and thoughts in the Discord. We would love to see it and hear from you. But no, it's definitely not going anywhere. That's really taken out of context. I mean, to say that it's ruined the game, it's changed the game, and in some ways for the good, some ways for the bad. But you take it all as a package, and you just try to improve as you move forward. The game can be whatever you want, makes it super versatile. That right there, Soul Rebel, is our goal. We want more ways to play. And if one starts to outweigh the other, well, how do we bring it back? How do we make this more appealing to do this? I want to find ways to bring it back to the hunt. It's what grabs me. I'm an IRL hunter. This game, it came to me at a time when I was waiting to go for a hunt. Yeah, I know, it's over here. It's like the force is trying to tell me to pick up my droppings. I'm not littering. I'm not at all. I have ideas. So do our team. It's not a big 4. It's not a big 4, but it's a gold. It's a 201. We'll take it. We'll take it. I've gotten so used to the angler getting tokens. I wonder what a token system would look like in a game like this. It's interesting. Jackson, do the angler devs ever plan on fixing the fish weight limit, or is it sitting in the back? Fish weight limit? What are you referring, my friend? Do you ever have dogs that aren't just a quality of life upgrade? Like how so? Hit me up. What do you got? Forget about Caldwell too. Not throwing away 6 years TLC. Don't worry. We have no plans on moving away from this game anytime soon. What do you do if you start getting bored of grinding? I would go back to a hunt. I would just switch it up. I know some folks that they grind for their great ones, but they spend most of their time hunting. Balance in all things. What do you think about NN cosmetics related to weapon achievements? I love that idea. Absolutely love that idea, Time. You're in my head. Yes, 50 hard shots. You get a special skin, brain crusher. You get something akin to that. I love that. I love extra little achievements. I would love to see titles come to the game for our players. All kinds of, you just don't get my brain turning. We're in the middle of a stream. I'm gonna move out to the waterway, walk along the edge here. I can hear things calling me over there. I see tracks. I see dead deer. Let's just get out to where we can see something right now. What are the chances of more female inclusive multi-mounts? I think multi-mounts have gained popularity with our devs. I don't think that they really, in the beginning days, I don't think it was really understood exactly how popular everything to do with the lodge would be. There's a realization, I think, that everyone needs to come to at some point, that although there's lots of ways to play this. Maybe you play this as that organic hunt. You go out and you're a hunter of opportunity. Maybe you're a grinder. You go out and you are focused and driven and determined, and you're working on being as efficient as you can. Maybe you're someone that is a trophy hunter. You know, yet another way to play. We have folks that they finished every mission on every map, but they go back and search for not just those diamond racks, not just those great ones, but I see them looking for those rare furs. They're looking for different variations of racks. With the true rack system, there's a lot to find. And with that comes the importance of stuff like the multi-mounts. We realize that, and we're looking at ways to expand that experience. The trophy lodges were designed some time ago, and it hasn't really been expanded on. And the conversation has started on where that could possibly go. Get your voice heard. I sound like a broken record. Get your ideas in Discord. Support your fellow community and upvote these. An upvoted post gets a whole lot more notice. You know, our devs, you remember Arshak was in here, and like I loved the fact that he was able to qualify it for me. I've told you guys that they follow what's happening in Discord because it's hello. You're in the wrong positioning. I'm not heading back that way. We're going to go this way. And that was our diamond. But, they go through and they track this stuff. And although they do record almost every post that's in there, sometimes there's poor delivery. Someone's just kind of complaining. Those get pushed aside, right? Our devs aren't there to listen to complaints. We formalize those complaints and take them to them and put them in a manner that humans can read them. But you guys are pretty good. I shouldn't say that. It's not really an issue anymore in our community, which is great to see. You guys deliver it well and you're heard. But yeah, get in there and upvote. I can't begin to tell you how important it is. It's as important as making the post itself, going through and upvoting this guy. They're coming out here right now. We must have spooked them. Either from our gunshots or our moving around in the woods back there, because we're kind of just plowing along, making a lot of noise. So, when we get up here, we take a look back. They may be here. I'm moving the wrong direction, so we're kind of looking at range right now. This wind actually isn't being too friendly. Let's bounce here. Let's work back, and then we'll bounce and we'll go back up the other way. Because I'm going to just end up screwing myself. These 2 new great ones per year would really make grinders happy. Name fresh. Great ones are tough. They take a ton, and I mean a ton of work. And because there's actually backstory that our designers have to create that help our artists when setting up their renditions and how it's all going to play out, right? And so, yeah, be patient with the great ones. They are a huge part of our game, but they're not the only focus. It just seems strange. I wasn't ready for that up in the sky. As I'm focused on Mies right now. Easy on, Jackson. You're going to melt his brain down if you get too excited. I know, it's possible. Trophy manager rework, giving more ability, sorting ability would be awesome. I agree. I think there's a lot of things that we could look at in that quality of life focus. And I'm hoping that with the new approach the team is taking, that we can start to see stuff like that. I do. How do you upvote on Discord? Just go into the Discord, go into the forums. What I'd like to recommend to people is, if you have something that you are focused on, use the search feature, right? When you're making a post, we have tags. You can set up the tags, but it will also search through, keywords that you set, and find posts that others have made. You can add to their ideas in the comments section. There is absolutely no harm in that. You're not stealing ideas. You're not doing anything wrong. I totally turned and went the wrong way. Look at that. Wasn't what I meant to do. I am not shooting you, you little toot. We're actually used to be a shooting gallery of a location. I want to go this way. Let's go, let's go. I want to see what's back there in case there's anything hiding. I'm just systematically moving through my map almost for the first time is how it feels for me at the moment. Hola, Sammy Salas. How are you? Hello, hello. I thank you very much, my friend. I had a great Christmas. I hope you did too. And Happy New Year. Yeah, Harold, welcome back, my friend. What if 30,000 people want a new game? Will the devs look at it? We absolutely would. We would. If everyone was saying this game's done, get us a new one, and we had that kind of overwhelming, like look, I'm going to be straight with you. As much as we love Discord and how powerful we feel it is, we only get currently, a small percentage of interaction from our community. If we had 30,000 voices on anything, yeah, bring it on. I'd say it's like almost guaranteed. A diamond moose earlier today. Nice possum at Ospreys. That's wicked, dude. Let me ask you a question. Does the body size of large male moose differ from small male moose? Like the modeling of these animals per se, we don't have a weight system in the game. It's something that, perhaps shouldn't have been over. I remember this was a passion project when the game was first set up, and there was a lot of systems that were put into play. Weight, like true weight, as it's been dubbed by the community here and there, wasn't one of those. And perhaps it should have been. I'm just saying. Are there possibilities for a game engine upgrade for Call of the Wild? We're always optimizing, but at this stage of the game, we won't be moving to the new, as far as I know, we won't be moving to the new Apex engine that, like, say, the Angler's on. It's a massive endeavor, and then, like, we wouldn't be able to put out any other content for you guys if we were to take on something like that. And then how does that factor in? Because, like, I mean, I hate to say it, but you got to keep the lights on, right? And for a huge undertaking like that, I don't know. It's an interesting question, one that I'd really have to pick our devs' brains a bit. But I know that there hasn't been talk on that. Like, well, I shouldn't say there hasn't been talk. It gets mentioned from time to time because there's things that we would like improved. There's areas that we'd like to see better. Jaxie, would the angler devs change how they can't make fish too big and as big? It's not as open and shut as that. We should discuss that tomorrow if you want to come back, but it's not as open and shut. It's not like there's just this one limitation in the game where you can't have a big fish. It's not even so much like that. There's a whole lot more around it. That's a quick explanation that was offered. But yeah, come and check us out tomorrow for the angler stream. Coonhounds or tree dogs of any kind would be an extremely cool thing. Dogs for coon, bear, rabbit would be awesome. Would be pretty cool. Are there plans on making new levels? I'm missing the feeling of getting XP, not just going out there for diamonds. I'm with you there. I am notorious for doing restarts. I really am. I've done so many restarts. In fact, this profile we're on right now has probably got half a dozen restarts, and it's an old save that I ended up putting in as I bounce around saves from testing and such. I actually lose track of them. But I love the progression. It's one of the things that drew me to the game. When you get to level 60, it's where do I go from here? I'd love to see that. And that is something that is talked about. There's a balance issue there too. Like, at one point someone had suggested, oh, why don't you guys just put some, raise the levels and, let us get more skills in that. But it comes down to game balance in that regard. You would have to create a new progression on top, right? Although I do think there's merit in exploring something like a prestige system and such, right? Would be pretty cool. Did I give any map clues? I am sitting here while we're talking in the back of my brain trying to rack what I can say about this. Let me try and answer some of the common questions. Like, I gotta be straight. One of the things, like, there's times when I can talk about this stuff openly. There's times when I can give hints and I can actually set up a stream and show you guys stuff. And like, we have to hit certain beats for that. So hopefully I don't get in trouble for what I'm about to do. Any of the EW staff right now are watching like, oh God, Beard. Jaxie, what are you doing? Okay. How do we do this? How do I? Because you guys aren't leaving it alone. And I know you're not gonna. I know you're not. It's just, it's too far away to build hype. You know what I'm saying? There are new species. There are things that are gonna come with this reserve or map. I'm not even sure what they're calling it yet. That are gonna blow your mind. New species. It's an entirely new location. And honestly, when I first heard the location, I was like, oh, I mean, okay. It wasn't one that I had been largely asking for. And once I saw the lineup, I don't know why I was not largely asking for this. I am extremely excited for it, and I think you guys will be too. It's very interesting what they've done, but there are new species. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? There is going to be animals. I know you are, Soul Rebel. I know. I'm passionate too. I am very passionate about this gaming community, and I just want to spill beans, but I can't. Are the new species big? There are some big species. Yes. I would say yes. I can't get to like North or South Hemisphere. Nothing I can say at this point. I can't be so specific. I know, Timothy Davis, I know. I'm not going to give you any species that are on the map. I just can't because, man, I've seen how you guys slew stuff out, and I would like to still be employed and working here when this map releases. Is a great one coming with the map? Okay, this is tough because things can change. Look, development is a fickle mistress who changes its mind as we progress, because we may be trying to do something and find that a fundamental feature or something that absolutely has to be there needs that extra effort, and it could take away from things. Currently, we are looking to, yes, have one come with it. Oh, hello, Winsip. I was wondering when you'd next make an appearance. I haven't seen you in weeks. It's like my pet. It just keeps appearing. But I don't feed it, and it keeps coming back. I can't get rid of it. It's buried in my files somewhere, and I can't find it. It's interesting. Like, I'm gonna tell you that there is a few things that are gonna come with that map that are gonna get you guys excited. So you're gonna have to wait until we get closer and can actually talk about some of this stuff and do it justice. We don't want to create a hype too early. That it never plays out well in the video game industry. You guys see it all the time. And a lot of companies want to do that. They think it's great for sales. We are not focused on what's great for sales. We are focused on the health of our community. And we've seen in the past, just by starting our hype 1 month earlier than we normally do, how it can impact things. Let's see if we might be close enough for those other guys to make their way in here. I still love using the collars. I love how powerful they are in this game. I love the feeling of the hunt. I like seeing the animals approaching. Dog, you're in a bad spot. Can you... Keep going. Keep going. Lay down, son. I don't know if we'll get those other guys. We got this female's attention. It's gonna lay on this grassy knoll here. It's the crew in the background that I would have seen if I had to come from, because they're at the bay. They're at that right here, right? So if you come around this side, you get them all standing there. But I was on this side, and I wouldn't have seen them if I had have done an approach from here. Just I used to get a lot over here, which is why I don't normally travel that side. Looks like just the female is responding. Try to break them from the zones. Oh, goodness. Which season? Yeah, so that's really all I can say. This is why I didn't even want to talk about it. There's not much I can tell you guys. Let's and again, we don't want to create any false expectations. I guess I'm gonna have to shoot you. Otherwise, you may do me dirty. I think we're outside. I don't want to shoot it and spook him. I don't see any other travel. Give her one more for sport. I think we had it on the first. Looks like lung butter. Yeah, we did. Always good to follow up. It did spook him. I just saw him moving. Is what it is. Is what it is. Are we getting a new map? What's up, brother? Good to see you, my man. Absolutely. Goodness. Kindest regards from snowy Switzerland. Oh my goodness! Wow, I could only imagine. I know it's a ways off. I get that, but Sweden got hit pretty hard with the snow. All the Norwegian countries were freezing over. I can only imagine what it's like down there in beautiful Switzerland. Only been there once, my friend. Wish I had a chance to explore. Thoughts on Ultimate Hunting? Love see more games in the genre. We fully support. I mean, I guess technically, you know, these other games should be considered as competition, but we don't necessarily look at it like that ourselves. We love seeing the genre get more notice and having other games, having other companies working to the same end as us is great. You know, we welcome the competition openly. I might say openly, but yeah, long road for those guys, and I hope it all pulls together for them, and I'd love to see something happen with that IP. I really would. Sweden's been really cold lately. I know, I keep hearing that. Power's out because of snow. My power flickered this morning. We're having crazy freaking winds right now. My power flickered. I got a little concerned. Like, oh my goodness, where you go? If I disappear, you'll understand. We're having a crazy windstorm right now. Most importantly, is there any big guns coming to the map? If there was, I couldn't tell you. I honestly, at this stage, I'm not even sure if there is. You want to keep the hype up. Don't give it to streamers. The stream. Many would disagree with that. Many. You see it happening out there. There's big expectations from our community to get a look at things from our creators, and we like to support them by giving them that early access, just as most games do as well. You know, the beautiful thing about Twitch and YouTube is you don't have to check it out, but it's there for the majority that want to see it. But yeah, by all means, if you don't want to check it out, my friend, no worries. That's something that we're very pleased to give to our creators, to give them that opportunity, and to give that opportunity to our community to be able to check it out. There's always just crazy hype around those events. Lost power at 12:50 a.m. last night. Oh, be careful, Johnny Crow. Good to see you, brother. Was having a huge problem call while crashing after every few minutes, every single time. I know what to do. I tried everything. I had an expansive world. I found I was NVIDIA who failed me, which is often the case, right? This is the problem with any video game. There could be so many factors. It could be a program you just installed. It could be a Windows update. It could be overlays are often issues, like often big issues. I love getting right up close and personal. Hey, I got something for you. Let's get another single lung coming your way. Oh, you're gonna turn? You're gonna look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Oh man. Yeah, I feel that, buddy. Shaking that cola. Did you have a chill run down the spine? Did you feel like someone's watching you? I mean, I don't know what would give you that idea. Competition is always good for creativity. It spurs on the creative process. But, you know, competition also helps with quality, too. You know, it really, really does. I want to see the competitors succeed. I want to see them hang in there and expand and do better. We've yet to have one to really step up on the field and really make a big mark, you know. I wish them all the best of luck. And I can tell you that the team does too. Like it's warm thoughts when we see a game coming out in our genre. We want it. Like, you think about it, if you're Activision, if you're any of these companies making the games like Call of Duty and stuff, right? Any game that comes out in their genre just brings awareness to their genre. That's maybe not the best example because that's like a really huge genre, and we are not. You know, we want more. No, Witowski, I am across the seas. It makes it difficult. It's also end of day for them, and it's being comfortable with that sort of. The air raffle class range get changed to be more realistic as a 1 to 3. We're always looking at ways to rebalance. We are. We're looking at ways that we can rebalance the game, make improvements, but you have to be careful because, and this is the trap. It is a trap. In trying to please some, you upset others, and some may be really happy with that. Some may welcome the change. So it's tough making a change like that, my friend. It really is. Really is. Is there a region for the new map? There is. Nothing announced, no. Competition is what brings improvements. If there's no competition, there's no reason to create a better product or service. Well said. Well said. And I don't know that I would go quite to that extent. We didn't have competition for years, and we were always trying to improve, always trying to make it better. This guy just wants to stand here with this. I can't quite get at the heart. I might. If they just use it, it'll hit the ground. And I don't think I'd have enough to really get into the lungs. Is that a duck in the background? Am I seeing a duck through it? Like, is that what that is? It is. Look at a little sneaky bugger. We just got photobombed. Let's have a little fun. Let's see what this does. I might regret this being so close. He's like, whoa. What's up? Actually, I want the Malmer out. You're not going to move, are you? You ain't going to do nothing, are you? Just going to stand here and taunt me. It's a trap. It's absolutely a trap. Gonna be a long winter with no new map. I think you'll be happy at the end results, my friend. Patience is hard. Patience is hard. And I think that our community is more of a patient bunch in the overall scheme of things because a lot of us are hunters and we have to be patient. But the gamer instincts take over and we want it now. We want it now. Push the button to make it happen. And we wish it was that easy. But yeah, development's, it's a fickle mistress. It really is. And I'm getting to see it all firsthand. I could just go for the next shot. I was hoping to make you move out of the way. We're too close to fire off our 22 for movement. Which, it's a tactic the community uses, but probably not something I would ever do IRL. Love this game. How many times would you use the lure for it to be effective? Animals have attractions. Okay, there's like values behind everything. So, like, this guy is clearly in love with this zone. And he was spooked recently, which also plays into it. So I may not be able to break him. Back in the day, it was a set. 3 calls, they would break. 4th call, you would spook. Those days are long gone. That doesn't happen. And there's just chances on everything. It's almost like the game rolls the dice, so to speak. RNG, So sometimes you get them, sometimes you won't. I am virtually invisible here using this gorgeous latent tree. And I'm just blasting away. This guy ain't gonna move. And the way these react now, moose, they got inevitably harder when some of the changes happen with the addition of aggression. Now when they get hit, they kind of like just flinch and then they're instantly moving. So it's hard to get that follow-up. And here we've got a meat shield. So I will try. I don't know where best to put this. I'm going to try one of those. Yeah, see, he just goes so quick. I don't think we obviously didn't get it. We didn't get it. Let's go see. You'll know right away because it counts as a vital, so you would have vital blood. We're not going to have vital blood. We do not. That'll put him down, but we've ruined him. Not that we were going for a big medal. Collect your kills. Trust me when I say I don't want him to rush it. Been here, done in the past, never been good. Well, I mean, even, I don't know that I would quite say. Don't know that I would agree with the never been good. There's not a bad piece of content, in my opinion, in the game, but I'm also, you know, so passionate about the game. I left the previous career to come and join this. So I do miss that mechanic too, Rue. I do. Just as things evolve, though, and you know, as the team evolves and what they see and what they want and their overall vision. Yeah, I know. Let's see here. I see our blood. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It should have hit the mute. We caught another vital, more lung butter. This guy's not going to make it much farther now. I think we actually had him on that second one. Probably shouldn't have put the third in. Oh yes, we would definitely have something this year, and you know, it's unfortunate that there's a precedent set in our minds, right? We have expectations because now, as we move into this uncharted territory, right? We're not able to give that clear picture. So, bear with us, my friends. We hope to see greatness from all this. So let's just see. So we actually hit the vertebrae. We just missed the neck. I was trying to catch right here, but I was off, obviously. Back in the day, that's what you had to do. You had to spine shot everything. And although it was a lot more challenging, see, that would have, yeah, well, it is what it is. And then just insult to injury. Nonetheless, it just affects our score. What is it, 1601. So we've now lost our drink time. We're going to move up here, and we're going to roll it back. New trophy lodge this year. I can neither confirm nor deny. But I will tell you, the team has been looking pretty hard at trophy lodges. They are difficult. They are difficult. You've seen some of the struggles, I would say, over the years with issues that have happened in the trophy lodge, and that absolutely cannot happen ever again. So there's a need to be extra sure and cautious. You know, we've reached what we like to think a certain level of quality in our game, and we don't want to regress on that. We don't want things to backpedal. Want to keep a... Why does this feel different? Was my tent previously over here? Anyhow, we're going to head up on that side of the river. Let me just roll around. I did just change the time, so things kind of got a little jerk. They're moving around. The team aware of the crashes some people have loaded specific maps started since the Canyon update. I think it's around 2 weeks. We've seen some crashes. We're tracking some stuff on PS4, I know, and there's been some random. Make sure to send those dump logs whenever you can. They're powerful. They give us some inside info. Where am I even going here? What am I doing? I'm going this way. I'm not paying attention, and I'm sort of paying attention as I'm trying to chat. But please submit tickets, because I see things talked about, and I try to report to the team, but of course, then it's like not even secondhand. It's often third and fourth hand info. There's a 4 moving out over there. It's not a big 4. Oh, he's got nice big tines on the front, though. He's out at 240. I'm not confident with my shot these days. I gotta be honest. That should put him down. Really? We didn't even get a single lung on that. Caught him there. Oh, I'm shocked. Now I want to see what happened. I got to see. Find new maps the best. £7 you can spend. Yeah, we try to keep them cheap, friend. Buddy Squad, I can't give any details, my friend. I've probably said too much as is. Do you know what I mean? Need a trophy lodge sign in the angler, make it happen. Come on back tomorrow. Chit chat about some angler action. How about more info while on investigation mode in the lodge? I think a lodge rear could be nice. I don't know how possible it is with the engine, but I think branch, tree mounts, rock on. Yeah, all things we would love to see. I know the team is. There's been some talk about that in the past, and I know it started our devs talking about it. Keep that conversation going in the Discord, please. Usually play the game when I need a break from shooter games. It's beautiful, peaceful. Almost got all the DLCs. Nice. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. It really is a thing. It really is a thing. I'm very much the same. Sometimes you just need that break. What up, MD? How you doing, brother? Moose need a rework. I don't know if I agree with that. And strong word, need. I think moose are pretty good. You ever hunted a moose IRL? Jesus, man, they are so bloody tough. They are tough. They are aggressive. I think our moose are in a really good place right now. You know, if anything, I think there's certain weapons that should maybe perform better, but I don't think that's the moose. I think that's more weapon specific. Where he didn't even go. He didn't even go. Did we hit? Did that first shot hit ground? Because he was in the weeds, right? And you see how this rolls here? I think that's what happened. Because I was right on lung. No, it wasn't far forward. That was definitely a lung shot. I mean, your lung go in under shoulder and back from shoulder. I was in the pocket, but I don't even think we hit it because I'm not even seeing. Is he this side or the other side? This is him here, I presume. This is him here. There's no blood. We hit ground. That's what happened. It's hard to tell when you see how I'm tucked down, and I would have been up. Yeah, we hit ground. So that second shot I put out there was garbage. No. We did. No organs hit. Did connect. Didn't hit ground. I got to see where that was. He's not dying. You're going to see a fix for animals showing up zones 2 or 3 hours into drink time. I mean, that's something more for the devs probably to comment on. That's part of their rework. I've tried to put this out there. Zones are a suggestion. These need zones, they're suggestions. It doesn't mean there's going to be an animal there. It doesn't mean when you have a zone at 12 o'clock that they're going to be there at 12. You know, we saw that change happen some time ago where animals, it was with the rework of the home ranges and stuff. You know, they start their movement. So, like, if an animal's hanging out, you know, and this ends, they're drinking, they end at 1600, you know, and they're going to move to their next zone, right? They're going to start walking. But where's this animal attached? Are they maybe moving up to a zone up here? Maybe they're attached to a zone. You know, who knows what their pathing routes are? You can try and figure that out. But they will arrive in different areas at different times. Terrain is a thing. They're not exactly fast movers, right? You know what I'm saying? People wanted more realistic behaviors. And then things happen. You know? It says you can't please everybody all the time. I'm going to let him go. He's not worth going after. It's going to take forever to find. I'm going to loop around here. Head up the water. It's not like they're punching in for work. They get there when they want. And yeah, and that's just it. You don't want it to be too predictable, right? I mean, maybe you do. But hunting is not predictable. And as, you know, the game evolves and the animals become smarter, more aware, the AI improves. You know, their pathing habits improve. Their how they react at need zones and such improve. I don't really hunt by zones. Find more enjoyable just to wander around and see what pops up. Good surprise. Opportunity hunter. Absolutely. So it's interesting. It's interesting. We just turned this straight up into a Q&A. We absolutely have. Yeah, it was a touch for it, but it should have been lung still. Maybe it didn't get through the shoulder. What is something that people are asking for the most? I mean, so we track a lot of the asks. We track a lot of suggestions. To give you the top of the top, I'd really have to go to our spreadsheets, to our documents where we do track that. What am I hearing the most? Are we talking content right now? Because there's always asks. I think content is more where you were gearing that. It depends where you look. It depends where you look. If you happen to look in the Discord, you're going to see a lot of, I think the biggest ask there really is an Arctic map, some form of like Canadian Arctic, that sort of thing. You see that a lot in the Discord. Now, if you head over to, say, the likes of Facebook, completely different vibe, completely different conversation. A lot of the talk over there is about maps and great ones, but like no real clear winner when it comes to maps. But that's part of the nature of Facebook, right? It really, really is. Scopes seem to be one that is probably, in my eyes, what I see, probably one of the most prevalent. People asking for new scopes. And that's a tough one. Let's talk about scopes for me. We've talked about this before. We've talked about it many times in the past. We're going to talk about it many times in the future. Let's be straight. There are restrictions in our game, most notably the render distance. So any scopes we bring in, it's going to be more of a cosmetic thing. Now, yes, okay, let's just say, let's pull up the Hyperion, okay? So we're looking through the Hyperion right now, okay? You can only zoom in so far, right? Works well for this scope's range. But when you get into the Argus, you can zoom right in on something that's out at that 300 meter mark and have it look quite big. And then you watch it disappear when it hits render. That's the one thing the devs are always trying to avoid is really pronunciating that render, right? That's, it's not our favorite part of our game, but it's something we have to work with. So now you're looking at cosmetic. You're looking at how the millidots line up. You're looking at the reticle. You're looking at the thickness of it. And hey, wouldn't it be great to have Leopold's? I'm just saying. I'm a big fan for it. I still think it would be great. I've been using the Hyperion for 6 years, going on 7 years now. So I think variety would be the spice of my digital hunting life. Whereabouts are we here? Haven't had anything roll down this way. It is in the afternoon. Should be good. It's a hunting game, not a shooting game? Yep, absolutely. So that's why it's called hunting, not shooting. A vehicle, Lacey, love it. I absolutely love it. That's something. That's had a constant tone. I see that getting mentioned. It's not like overwhelming, but it's been mentioned for years and years as a multiplayer vehicle. I agree. But I think if a multiplayer vehicle, for it to really truly be useful, you have to have the ability to get in and hunt areas to a degree. Like when we go hunting in the side-by-sides, and sometimes we get right up on animals. I've had my buddies clamber to get out of the damn thing to take a shot, whereas right now you run a quad in here, unless you happen to run them down, like you're chasing them, you're not going to see any animals. They spook for so far. So there would have to be some consideration if we were to ever take an attempt at some sort of multiplayer vehicle, at least in my mind. Otherwise, it really just comes down to being used when you get a new map you need to unlock, right? Bet you call the Wild 2 with a certainty all the time, Phelps. I'm not so sure, my man. I'm not so sure. Look how long Classic went before this came out. We could have another 6-7 years. Yeah. We need new render night vision scope. The team has definitely talked about this. I'm so on the fence. To me, it's almost controversial. Like, I can't do any night hunting where I live. I never hunt at night in the game. As a result, it's what I know as a hunter. Now, I'm not saying that's everybody. There's a lot of folks, maybe you want to. Like, I know you can hunt predators in some parts of the globe in the wee hours of the morning. Here, if you're out with a rifle after hours, and you're getting pulled in for poaching. So I can't myself get excited behind that. I think that with the way some of our zones are set up, that maybe there's a need for it, though, right? I'd be interested to see the community chime in on that in Discord. Is that something that like, for the game's sake, Maybe it's just needed simply for the gameplay. Like, it doesn't have to reflect IRL. Love to hear it, Newfie Reaper. Love to hear it. Yeah, Casey, it's. I don't want to say it's just possible, but it could very well be the case. I mean, we like to support our games for some time. We like to continue to build on the game. You know, who wants to go jump into a game where there's like 1 or 2 maps and there's not much to do? We've been there. We've been there. Back when, if you started when this game first came out, it was Hirschfelden and Leighton Lakes. That was it. When Medved came out, it was, whoa, stop the presses. This is game changing. And it was. Yeah, to start fresh, try and flesh things out. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to that, if that were to be the thing. Like, I'm a big converter. Used to use Argus, now only use Hyperion. Yeah, I never got on board with the Argus. I don't like the death wobble. Like, I'll say it. It. To me, it is super unrealistic. And I think one of the most endearing things in this game for me is the gun game. I absolutely love how the guns feel impactful when I shoot them. I love the recoil, even if it is a little pronounced on some guns. I love the challenge it brings. Yeah, but the death wobble that thing has, I've just never done it for that reason. Night vision on a thermal scope with zoom factor of the Hyperion. It's the one thing on our thermal kind of. That's what turns me off is the holy man. You're shooting from like this is what it. Oops, this is what it looks like. There is none of this. Oh my goodness, there is none of that. Right? I feel you. I feel you there. Just want to know how to get more money. Thermal scope or night vision would be better. Well, we have a thermal in game right now, Jason, and welcome, my friend. If you want to get more money, honestly, best thing to do is just hunt high herd animals, right? I mean, birds can be really good if you get over onto Reventuli, get yourself a little setup going, but there's money involved to set that up. I recommend, personally, and I always tell people the same thing, then there's lots of options, but heading out onto New Zealand and taking out the fallow, they pay really, really well. They are a high herd species, but you can do it on any map. Just get out and enjoy and hunt. If you're trying to get money, chances are you're still on the grind to level 60, at which case, just focus on that level 60 grind. And by the time you hit 60, you'll have some good coin. At least to a point that you don't really worry about things in what we like to call the end game. Nobody likes the Argus. That's not true. That's not true, actually. I know some folks in the community that swear by the Argus and hate the Hyperion. I think maybe they were dropped when they were children. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I have a couple good friends that really like the Argus. That was a jab at them. We have a lot of night hunting here in Slovakia. Do you really? But I love the most just sitting in a hunting stand and listening to red deer roaring through the cold autumn nights. Red is the best time to be out at night. So, in the dark, you're allowed to hunt red deer? Epic Danny, hello. Welcome. I'm great, brother. Thank you for asking. Welcome. Nice to have you with us. I had the horse instead of an ATV. It makes less noise. So, we touched base on that, and maybe I'm not supposed to share this stuff, but the one thing I was told, I think our Shuck may have said it on stream when that conversation came up. To do a horse would be a massive undertaking. Very akin to doing the dog, very akin to doing a map. Doing a horse, like the motion capture alone. Yeah, that would be a tough one. So you let us know when you don't want a map, and we'll maybe look at a horse. We learned from everything. And although there was a large contingent of support for the retriever, some were not happy that they didn't get a map, and we still hear it. So yeah, it's a tough one. That will be a tough sell now after seeing the reactions engaging it, because you really, there's a struggle trying to make stuff like this. We want to please everybody, but you just can't. Can you make the breathing a bit longer versus now? How so, my friend? Make the breathing so you can absolutely affect that through your skills and perks, right? X plus Argus ain't that hard. If you can't get scopes, give us Bible reticles since we're dead. Who said you can't get scopes? Man alive, you guys. I have to be so careful, and I don't, because my intentions maybe don't shine through. I've never said you won't get scopes. I have not said that at all. I can neither confirm nor deny that scopes would come to the game. I was talking about the challenges we face and the things we have to look at. A dog instead of a map. What a joke. Kind of like that comment. Welcome to game development, my friend. Unfortunately, it's just not something that you can just easily push a button and it's done. The dogs, for instance, oh my goodness, they touch everything in this game. They have a threat table, which means they interact with certain animals without command. Then there's the commands, which have to all roll through and work properly. This all has to be coded. Now they touch everything. They touch every map. They touch everything. So therefore, everything needs to be updated. Now let's just stop for a minute and talk about the motion capture that went into these bad boys. That alone, and there's a video, actually, it's really cool. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on our channel. You'd have to go back a ways, but that's why they look so good when they move. The motion capture was a massive undertaking. Massive undertaking. So yeah, I get it. As gamers, we don't see what goes into making these games. We just say, take our money, please, and then expect everything, right? But something like the dogs, huge undertaking. Coded so hard, I have mad respect for devs. So do I. Servant, I never really truly understood it myself. I just didn't. I didn't understand what all went into it. It took some time for me to really get into things and see what they were doing. I don't have a single moose all the way along this river. Like, this seems crazy to me. They may all be upland right now. Love the dogs. Love to hear it. Notice a bunch of animals will go submarine mode since the retriever update. Make sure to report that. Very happy with the lab. I appreciate the effort in making it. Looking forward to a beautiful new map that was crafted with care and attention to detail. Love to hear that, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Love how people just assume the content can be cooked up in 4 hours. But like, you know, it's just, it's not their fault. I never get upset when I see people react like that. I truly don't. Right, because I get where it comes from. It's an honest reaction. I mean, as gamers, we never see how things are made. We just see them appear in front of us. But it's why there's such big gaps in sequels and so on and so forth. You know, we tried to do something differently for many years, and we tried to make sure that our content was on a very tight schedule, and our team suffered for it. They really did. I mean that. Oh my goodness, we're 5 after 10. I've really been enjoying this chat, man. We have covered a lot today. And I can implore that, you know, one of the things with me becoming a community manager here, coming from the community, from being a gamer and learning everything as I go, and I've learned a lot over the last, we're going on 3 years now. It's nice to be able to offer that back. I remember what it was like being on the other side. I was a content creator. I was a gamer playing the game. I wanted more. So I like to try and share these things with you guys. And there's been some great questions here today, man. I hope we get more chances to do streams like this where we get to talk. I mean, I've just kind of been blatantly running around, not really paying attention. That's maybe not the most engaging gameplay. But man, I love it. Thank you guys. Thank you for an engaging conversation. And we've had, you know, low key, we've had some really good feedback in here, man. Yeah, I can only disclose so much, but thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with us, you guys. It's been a lot of fun here. We're easing back into things right now in these streams and such. The devs are all back at it, hard at work. I've seen some progress. In fact, I was just creeping this morning and seeing what they had going on, and we'll hopefully have, you know, something to share for you in the next coming months on where we're at and what's happening. So. We're live again tomorrow. We'll be doing a fish. We're heading out for the angler. If you haven't checked that out, come and check it out. lots happening over there as well. It's our open world take on fishing. We'll be here again next week for another Hunting Lodge. Until then, make sure if you haven't done so, hit the follow, hit subscribe. Come and join us across all of our socials. Keep up to date on everything that's happening in and around your hunting digital world. Of course, come and join the Discord. It is the hub of our community. Some great guys and gals in there out there doing their hunting thing, looking for more people to hunt. We're looking for your feedback. It is the place. Just make sure to lend a voice to feedback that's already been given and help give that a bump. Right? Those emotes, man, upvote it. Give it the big bump. Much love, you guys. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. And I'll see you guys throughout the community. I'm off to find more Advil. Stupid head man alive, I tell you. Oh, did I hit the buttons on this? I always question myself. I got my stream. I've got the EW Angler stream, the EW Hunting stream. One of these days, I'm going to forget to push the buttons properly.